Hey guys, so I'm going to do a quick video showing you how to put these tow mirrors, extendable, on a 2015 through 2021, I think, F-150. So I've got my old mirror on here, just a standard stock mirror, and I've already installed the other one, so I'm just going to do a quick tutorial on how to change this one out. And it's actually pretty easy. You only need a couple tools. I've got a flathead screwdriver and a 10mm socket. That's really all you need. I've got this 10mm ratcheting end wrench just because I prefer to use that where I can. But there's one that you can't use this on because the bolts are sitting a little deeper. So 10mm ratcheting socket and flathead screwdriver. And I'm going to go ahead and pop this top off. Just try and get it in there enough. There it goes. And then I'm going to go do that around the back. There we go. I'm going to look down in there. You can see there's one more cotton there, and I don't want to break that off, so I'm going to push my screwdriver all the way down inside and try and pry right against where it's at. There it goes. And it's pretty simple. You got two nuts that come off of the bolts that are attached to the mirror. You just have a little push lock on this 8-pin connector. There you go. Pulled that off. Pretty easy. And then this is just a friction fit onto the thread, so kind of work that off a little bit. There you go. And then I've got two more. There's a 10mm bolt here and a 10mm bolt here. So I'm going to go ahead and take those off first. Okay, I got them loose. After I get them loose, I find it a little easier to pop this off the wrench, and then I can just turn my socket by hand. There's two. And then I'm going to take this one off first, because this is really what everything's hanging on. And this is the last one I'll pull off so I can hold the mirror, but take this one off. And you can use this socket or the end wrench, doesn't matter. Just like the leverage on this a little better. Get right up on there. So I did loosen the top one. They're both loose, so now I can take this nut off. Try not to drop it down there behind the panel so I don't have to take the whole panel off. And this is the last one. I'll have to set down the camera so I can hold the other side of the mirror as well. Okay, hopefully the mirror doesn't just fall out. Oh, and it probably won't because there's actually another tab. So there's one. All the bolts are out. I feel it's loose. There's one final tab that's right here, up on top. And I'm going to get to it without scratching the paint. But I'm going to set down my phone and then I'll show it to you. Okay, so this is that final tab that's holding in place, and if I can get my screwdriver in from above, I just come down, slide it in, and push down on that. And you can also pry on this point, and that's usually enough to pull that out without breaking it. So, you know, I'll keep these intact because I'll just resell these on Marketplace or something. Somebody will buy them, they broke off a mirror or something. So that's it, real simple and easy. I like that I don't have to take the door panel off on this. And then this is my new mirror. It's just got the guards to protect it during shipping. And I'll pop those off, and it slides in place. This is a 22 pin, I think, because it's meant for heavier duty, like the Super Duties and such. So they sent this adapter that goes from the 22 to an 8. This is for some auxiliary things like clearance lights and puddle lights and auxiliary lights, which I don't have any of, so I'm not going to use any of these wires. If you really wanted to, you could take one of these wires and connect it to like your running light that goes to your 8-pin and just do a jumper off of that. If you wanted to have, like, say this puddle light working on the bottom of the mirror, I'm not too worried about it. So I'm just gonna probably cut these back a little bit and then connect it the way it is to my mirror, and it should all work just right. Okay, so you can see that I've got the new mirror on there. This doesn't line up quite perfectly, but it still works. And I've just got that one nut on, and that's holding my whole assembly on there. These are the nuts that came with the new mirror, but they're not quite as wide, and I kind of like this wider flange on the factory nut. So I'm going to keep the factory nuts. They still work with it and everything, so there's no reason not to use them. Just gives you a little more surface area that it can bite. And then got my 10mm bolts. And again, I'm just putting these all in loose, and I don't want to tighten anything up completely until they're all in place, just to make sure you got a good proper fit on all holes. Okay, so this is pretty much it. You know, it's just the reverse of what we just did to take it off.